Next, we would like to introduce the Executive Director of the Orillia District Chamber of Commerce, Allan Lafontaine. Before joining the Chamber, Allan worked in taxation for 3 decades for municipalities, First Nations, hospitals, school boards, nonprofits, and charities across Canada. His experience brings a national perspective to Orillia during a period of substantial growth despite COVID-19. Allan is a member of the City of Orillia Economic Recovery Task Force and president of the Rotary Club of Orillia. Welcome, Allan Lafontaine, Executive Director, Orillia District Chamber of Commerce.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be here together with this shared cooperation. Hopefully this will continue. I saw a little jab in there about Orillia versus Wasaga Beach. There's got to be a bet in there somewhere, Steve, I do think. But you know, it's amazing too that when Steve opened up and talked about March, St. Patrick's Day of 2020, I think your perspectives at that time, I don't know about the rest of you, but as a leader, we're looking at job losses. We looked at, you know, there's going to be an economic crisis, a housing crash. There surely had to be some severe economic disparity that would go on. And with not being able to meet in person anymore, of course, Zoom. I didn't buy Zoom shares in the beginning. I wish I would have, and most of us would. And who would have known that Zoom would have turned into Zoom fatigue? Except for it's starting to be a revival again, and people are seeing the benefits of meetings such as this, where we can get together. We don't all have to drive somewhere. And as soon as the meeting's over, maybe some of you are already wearing half of your pajamas underneath what you're wearing now. It was key in the beginning, partnerships. And right away, we started with a partnership with the City of Orillia, Oro-Medonte, Severn, and Ramera Townships, and Rama First Nations. And we began holding updates to the community, bringing our MPP, Dunlop, our MP, Stanton, and our hospital leader, Carmen Stumpo, for the Orillia Soldiers Memorial Hospital, to update our members on what was going on. Because if you remember, now you get all the information, but back then we were wondering what was going to go on, what was going to happen. And born out of those meetings, of course, Carmen Stumpo, president of the Soldiers Memorial Hospital, is on our board of directors. And he came to us and said, you know, can you push businesses to no mask, no service? We improvised, went back, did a poll to show members, show businesses about consumer confidence, that people weren't going to come into their businesses when there weren't masks worn. So we worked with that. We took those themes, as Steve said, it was uncommon. The Orillia District Chamber of Commerce, we do events, we run the Port of Orillia, especially even now as we're heading into opening this summer. How can we run an event when we're used to having 20, 30,000 people come into our parks? So it wasn't intuitive to run these events, and we did the right thing and tried to keep our community safe. We had talks, certainly with many people around this table, about our new marketing slogans, which were, please stay home, but come back when this is over. It wasn't a good message. You were trying to keep people away only because we were trying to keep our community south. And they all came north. This is a time where we would have benefited from our tourism sectors because everybody discovered us, except for there were times when we didn't want them to come. And then, of course, messages from the province of stay home. It's okay to go to your cottage now, but buy all your supplies at home. Imagine the businesses thinking that might not be a good comment because they would like to make money during that time and keep their businesses open. But we did adapt to shop local with the City of Orillia Economic Recovery Task Force. We continued a long-standing tradition of promoting shop local. And our residents, and I would imagine every community similar, banded together and supported our businesses. And, Steve had mentioned that there's a kindness campaign, and I do believe people in our area were kind, did take care of each other, and the businesses adapted, learned, changed. In some of the cases, some of these businesses had done better than before. And all of that throughout in Orillia, we expected maybe boarded up businesses, and there were businesses opening. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about hearing those new restaurants open, the new retail businesses, and things have pivoted and changed. In actually February of 2020, with the city of Orillia, the chamber had worked with Minister Dunlop on a labor crisis meeting. We were experiencing labor crisis in manufacturing and in construction. So this isn't a new problem, but it certainly is a problem that's been elevated by the pandemic. We don't think it's entirely SERP, which ends this weekend, by the way, but it was certainly another obstacle that we had to look at. We had to pivot and change at all times. So with our chamber, we knew that our job was simply to provide information and support anywhere we could. Now with the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, a great partner, and the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, along with the federal government and the provincial government, we got rapid tests. We've now ordered over 40,000 rapid tests. We worked with the four Muskoka chambers to provide that program. And now we're going to be launching a $150,000 campaign just in Orillia Lake Country, Barrie, and partnerships with the other chambers to promote I Choose Local. As we head to Black Friday, it's so important to get that messaging. And I do believe the public has gotten the idea that they need to shop local. It's not always popular to say, but at the chamber, we don't like Amazon. And certainly at the municipality level, we probably don't like Amazon. They don't pay brick and mortar taxes. Those taxes go towards education, healthcare, and fundamentally, our local businesses can't compete. And it's those people in the community that sponsor your ball teams, sponsor the recitals, and anything going on in the community. And that's so important message that we've tried to provide throughout there. You would think that we'd have fatigue, but we have energy. We get told that we couldn't have a Santa Claus parade, so we worked with Hydro One and the city of Orillia to provide Light Up Orillia Lake Country. We had something to do for our residents. We developed an app with somebody from the city that had moved away and was an app creator, and we got people to light their businesses and their residents so that we could have something to do to keep that alive. This year, it seems like things are opening up, but with arenas, you can go to a Maple Leaf game, Raptor game, but imagine trying to plan a parade. How do you get 100, 200 door checkers, sell tickets to make sure you're safe and contained with an area? So again, we improvised. We're doing a Santa tour. We're going to drive Santa through the community. We're not going to cause a gathering. We are also doing Light Up Orillia once again this year. And finally, we borrowed, as we do in the chamber world, from Barrie, a Santa Stops Here. So we're looking at getting Santa into each one of the stores. A new problem existed, which was the Sharing Place, which is our food bank, recognized that the Santa Claus Parade was the largest contribution to the food bank. 17% of our community has food insecurities. So again, we're pairing with businesses to get them to collect the food needed during that time. I'm sure many of you have stories of how you've had to improvise and what you've had to do during the labor shortage. Tomorrow, we're having a labor panel just to start the conversation. And I do believe that we do have to look at, as Mayor Clark had mentioned, some different ways. Millennials were also mentioned, and millennials have a way to the future. And I do believe that, I think it was about 3 years ago, I heard a lot of people my age talking about those millennials, you know, that they don't work as hard. But the truth is they work smarter, and shorter work weeks, flexible time. Why wouldn't you let them take 2 weeks to go a mission to Africa if that's important to them? We as older generation business leaders have to change and adapt and see what that future looks like. So all of our members also provided us a lot of leadership. Not only were we able to hand out the rapid test, but we handed out hand sanitizer. We handed out masks through the United Way. And Mayor Hughes mentioned David Eamon from MPC Components handed out 8,000 face shields to businesses in Orillia and Lake Country. And it was a great example. And if anybody wants to go on our YouTube channel, watch our Business Achievement Awards, which we did all virtually I think it's about 30 minutes in, you'll see an amazing and inspiring speech from David, who's a true leader. And I see big things on the horizon for all of our communities once we get to basically catch up to what's been happening. And I think that there's a lot of business people that are fatigued, but once we're out of this, we're seeing the numbers change, that you're going to see some great things into our future. So to all of you chamber leaders that are on the call today, you know, make sure to take care of yourself and your staff. We've all worked hard through this, and I do believe that we can all be proud of this and continue to work on your partnerships with your municipalities, because together we're stronger in this. And thank you to the Wasaga Chamber for putting this together. Let's have many more of these, and let's rethink competition. Everybody has to rethink competition. Our area is the best area that I think, you know, from all of what we have, all of the assets that we have. That's why GTA's been moving up here. They just finally discovered that this is the best place to live, work, and live. Thank you.
Awesome.